Welcome. It's time for another Bitcoin update video. So first, I'm just going to do a quick recap about what was said in the last analysis video, and then we can get into the new update analysis here now that we have more development in the price action. So last video, this is that video right here. I had a single target in mind, which was these highs here that were untouched. And the path to get there, I gave two possible paths to get to these highs. One was the pullback and then going to the upside to take out those highs. And the other was we just stab up quickly and then retrace. So what happened was, as we can see now, we got the pullback version of that, and then we went up and took out those highs. So those were the highs over here, and the analysis was we're going to take out these highs, and still in a higher time frame, still going to be looking for this to fall through to the upside and break out of this overall range with a nice strong move to the upside. But we're on the lower time frame right now, so let's talk about the price development of this lower time frame and kind of what to do, what to look out for, in my opinion. So with a range like this, I want to caution everyone, do not be the guy who buys the highs of the overall range. You don't want to be a buyer in the upper quadrant of an overall range in the context of an uptrend. You want to be a buyer at the bottom quadrant of the range in an uptrend. So be ready for this move that we're currently seeing to the upside here to pull back again into the range. There's no reason it can't do that. This may be the breakout that we're looking for, the real breakout, but more times than not, breakouts are false breakouts. So you just have to be smart about your entries. Don't be buying up here and then getting shaken out on this move down. Don't be a buyer up here, here, here. Get in at the bottom part of the range, so that way when we have these pullbacks, you're not getting shaken out. Okay, so just because it might be the time we break out, you're going to try getting in at the top of the range multiple times. It's going to shake you out. You want to always be getting in at the lower part of the range, because this move may just pop up here, come down, it could sweep this low, could sweep this low. The idea is still to see higher low compared to back here. As I said in this last video, this was the low that I was identifying. We want to see hold this low before heading to the upside with a full breakout. But it's still valid analysis to see this stab up here and then come back down, sweep some of these lows before going to the upside, and that would be another opportunity to get in at the bottom end of this overall range here, somewhere along here. Okay, just like if we look back at this previous part of the range over here, you don't want to be a buyer up at the top end of the range here, here, here. You want to be looking at, okay, what's the lower end of the range? Be a buyer down in this area. Look for bullish divergence on lower time frames. Okay, so right now the idea is still going to be anticipating that this overall range breaks out to the upside eventually, but we may see this pull back again. This might not be the time that breaks out, so we don't want to be anticipating that this is the one that's going to break out. So position yourself accordingly so that you don't get shaken out before the real move to the upside out of this range. Now, with all that being said, that's just kind of a general safety reminder about trading ranges in a trend. Be a buyer at the lows of a range if it's an uptrend like we're in. Now let's take a look at the daily time frame. And here it's, again, caution, but with the possibility that we do see a nice follow through to the outside. Out of here, the cautious part here is that, we do have this daily bearish divergence forming along here with our balance of power. Also here, lower high crosses down on our momentum with higher high on price. That's another bearish divergence, momentum and balance of power. So, there's that possibility that this comes down for a more sizable correction than we've seen, but I don't think it's going to have anything too extreme to the downside. I still think that it's quite likely that this does come up here and continue much higher out of this. Okay, so that's still going to be the main analysis, is that this will be breaking to the upside, but I just want to kind of make this video as a caution. Okay, don't be a buyer at the top of a range. You want to be a buyer at the lows of the range, trying to get in at the best possible price that you can bullish divergence, lower time frames. That's what you're looking for, low end of the range. Identify what you see as the range and look to get in the lower part of that range, not at the top end, right? As you're anticipating a breakout, that's just not going to work out for you because most of the breakouts will be false breakouts. Now, same thing kind of goes right now is that we have some kind of soft targets here. These are not really significant levels here, but the main target still remains for the weekly at 48.2. So all the way since price was trading right down here, I made the video about 2 months ago or more saying targeting 48,000, looking for a strong follow through all the way through from down here to 48K, and that's still the case. We can go out to the weekly. This was seen as a 3-wave correction. We push up here, 3 waves, follow through to 48. That was the analysis over 2 months ago while price was right down here, and nothing has changed. That's still the analysis, looking for that to follow through here, and don't want to get shaken out on the way to our target. This is the main level to look for, maybe a pullback at this point, and not anticipating any large massive pullbacks until we're going to be getting up to that level. So analysis remains the same. Nothing has really changed here, but again, this video is more of just be cautious, make smart decisions about your entries so that you don't get shaken out right before the move goes in your favor. But things to look out for, those higher time frame daily bearish divergences where we may start seeing a pullback occur. So unless we can negate that daily bearish divergence by getting a really strong move to the upside, we do have to be ready for and prepared for that larger pullback that might shake out a lot of people. So just be positioned accordingly, and don't be the guy who buys the top of a range. Okay, so that's kind of wrap things up for this video. Still bullish, but ready for this move to be another fake out and a pullback. Okay, so just don't be shocked if that does happen. But if you are positioned accordingly, you're not going to be too upset if each time it fakes out. If you're in the right position at the lows of the range, you're not going to be too upset about that. It's not going to bother you nearly as much as if you buy right up here. So that's it. Enough. Have a great day, guys. I'll update it if something has developed. But thanks for watching as always.